All right, let's go into our news of the week. We have a lot of things on the docket today. News of the week is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. They are in the, mortgage business. They're also in the getting you your part of the American dream business. You know, when you're thinking about buying a house, there's so many things that you have to do. It's a big deal. But one of the headaches that you can eliminate is all of the financing and how it works by simply going to Eagle Mortgage, meeting with one of their mortgage brokers. They sit down with you. They figure out what the best lending solution is for you. As a mortgage broker, they can shop a wide variety of banks, so they know the best bank and the best loan for you. Holly Schneiderwin is the chief mortgage broker over there, but she's got a team that works with her at Eagle Mortgage. They do a great job.
Doesn't matter. 35 years.
I beg your pardon?
About 35 years, too.
Has it been that long?
Just under, I think.
Okay. I thought it was just north of 30, but actually I was shortchanging them if it's almost 35.
Yep.
And Eagle Mortgage, located at 114th and Davenport, or online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. First up on the news today, a bit of surprising news and a bit of bad news. But Omaha Children's Museum announced that it will not be building a 4-story, more than $100 million building to where it would relocate the building at 8th and Douglas Street. Came as a big surprise to a lot of people. It was right about a year ago when they announced that they planned to be doing that. They also released an architectural rendering at the time that was very impressive.
World-renowned architect.
Yeah, same firm that designed the expansion of Joslyn's Noetta. I don't know if I pronounced that properly. If I didn't, I apologize. But it took a lot of people by surprise, and they basically are not saying they never will, but they're saying the time is not right now.
I think they've had some administration changes as well, which probably did not help that equation, but they will do it, and they'll do it right when the time is right. I wouldn't be surprised if they just chose another location, because that's kind of a tight location where they're talking about.
Yeah, it's got to be challenging. Now, they had done a lot of sewer and underground work to get the site ready for that children's museum, and we'd been hearing rumors for the last few weeks that it was either going to be a no-go or possibly move somewhere. And we now know that to be confirmed. We're going to keep our eye on it. The current location is at 500 South 20th Street. A press release yesterday said for the time being, that's where they will continue to operate. But the new one was to have started going vertical within the next several months. Opening was scheduled for 2027. Now, you may recall this was in conjunction with a 17-story multifamily building called The Beam. It being developed by New Style Development, which is famous for doing so many amazing multifamily projects in downtown Omaha. We don't know for 100% what the plan is for The Beam. We're trying to get that confirmation. We have some intel that's saying it's still a go and will still be there, but we're waiting to confirm that with New Style, and when we do that, we'll definitely post a brief on growomaha.com.
So that'd be a 17-story apartment complex ground up next to a parking garage, right?
Yeah, and the other thing is, it was going to have a parking garage incorporated into it, and then there was to be a city-owned parking garage directly north of the Children's Museum. That is another thing we're trying to confirm. We don't know if that city parking garage that is to be north of the now not happening Children's Museum is still a go. We're trying to find that out as well. But yeah, a lot of moving parts in that area. One thing we can tell you about construction in that general area is that steel beams have gone vertical on the future streetcar vehicle maintenance facility right in that same area. It is in the shadow of Interstate 480, immediately north of it, kind of on the south part of Lot A of the CHI Center, directly west of the Kiewit Luminarium, or west of the railroad tracks that are west of the Kiewit Luminarium. That is going vertical and on target. We also know that when the rails start to go into the concrete for the streetcar next year, we believe that the first rails that will probably be installed will be in that general area around 8th Street.
Got to get the cars out of the barn.
and like get hay into the barn. If we're trying, isn't that like a metaphor? If you're trying to get a lot of things done, get more hay in the barn.
At least to get the horses in there.
Get the streetcar in the barn. All right, so that's the big opening story. We've got some other news that is a lot better than delayed or canceled museums. And the first piece of good news is Little Bohemia plans moved forward quite a bit this week. The city council approved on a 7-0 vote zoning changes necessary to build the $40 million Little Bohemia redevelopment project led by Clarity Development. This is a big deal, Trent. It involves about 10 buildings, either existing ones or to be constructed ones. You and I have looked over the renderings, and it is absolutely amazing how they want to blend these buildings in and renovate some of the historic ones. As the name Little Bohemia would suggest, this was an area for many years where a lot of immigrants from Eastern Europe settled. And so many Omahans today can trace their roots back to Little Bohemia. It kind of centers on and revolves around the intersection of 13th and William Street.
Yeah, it's really cool, though, not just to tear down an entire neighborhood, but to take the buildings and keep the same culture and ambiance.
Yeah, the idea here is to truly make it more of an urban walkable neighborhood. And if you go through this 13th and William area right now, you'll see a lot of cavities. Cavities are what I call surface parking lots, or places where there's not a building, or there's a place where there's a very underwhelming building for the site. So like you said, Trent, they're going to do a great job of preserving a lot, but then fill it in. And it's really going to create more of a sense of place. And this is what's happening all over our urban core. And it's a great way to propel a city forward for years to come and make the city, a walkable, sustainable place.
And kudos to all the developers, especially the urban core developers that take the risks. People will say, well, they're getting all this tax increment financing and historic tax credits and stuff, but not everybody understands how that works. And it's a heck of a lot better to reinvigorate these neighborhoods than to let them sit and do a bunch of one-off projects that aren't cohesive to the neighborhoods. And if they make it walkable, next will come the residential tenants and the commercial tenants, and you want that mix so people can walk and get their groceries and go to restaurants and things like that. And it'll be another node that's just come to life when this thing gets done.
And we go from the near south side to traditional South Omaha, and that is where a light industrial complex is just getting underway. A light industrial project, I should say, getting underway. The exact address is 25th and Z Street, Z as in zebra. The Omaha Planning Board this week approved tax increment financing for El Toro Plaza. This is a 5-acre redevelopment area on the southeast corner of 25th and Z. So if you're trying to picture where exactly is that, if you're familiar with the huge UPS complexes on the west side of Kennedy Freeway, it's just south of that. The site had been kind of, an eyesore for a lot of years, but now a developer plans to build a 32,000 square foot light industrial building. They'll have some warehousing, office, and manufacturing space, $10.3 million project, and slated to come online at the end of next year. But love seeing things like this. We want more and more of these types of job-creating investments right in the heart of Omaha.
Well, the developer sounds pretty bullish on this one.
I like what you did there.
Toro Plaza, thank you.
Yeah, for people who don't know Spanish, toro is the word for bull in the Spanish. And Trenton, I'm so glad you remember at least one thing from Westside High School Spanish class with Senorita Burgos, and it is that El Toro means the bull.
Yes.
I hope we're both right on that. Okay, now we are going to talk about Heartwood Preserve. We're going to go way out west after being in South, though. Heartwood Preserve is the 500-acre mixed-use development west of Boys Town, and we've had a lot of people asking us on Grow Omaha, what is the building under construction just west of Gunderson's Jewelry and 30 Hop, the restaurant? It is a 2-story office building, and it will be a multi-tenant building, and we now know the first tenant to be in this building. It'll take just part of the building, but it's called B. Morton Interior Design, according to a city building permit. They are moving from 204th and Pacific to this commercial building. And the exact address is the northeast corner of 147th and Canopy Avenue. The design company will take 7,500 feet. There's room for a lot more. But Heartwood Preserve, Trenton Keep, it's just going hog wild crazy.
Absolutely. And there's still a lot of land to be developed, and there's a lot of talk. There's some really cool apartments that Broadmoor is doing, backing up against Millard North High School. There's going to be some, when you go south, you're going to see a lot of homes for rent and things like that around Applied Underwriters.
Yeah, that apartment building that you refer to just north of Millard North High School will have 550 units. That is quite an apartment building. When you drive by, it's pretty impressive. Just last week on the show, we announced that Heartwood Place, a 4-story Class A building, will be constructed immediately west of Valmont's global headquarters. And earlier this year, we announced that there would be a very nice upscale condominium project south of that. So a lot of things happening.
Which will come online in 2028, but it's what, 3 buildings, I believe.
Yeah, the condo thing in 28, that the office building to which I just referred would probably be, 27?
I would say. But you're also starting to see the single-family homes sprout up.
Yeah, the Heartwood Preserve also goes south of Pacific, and there are luxury single-family houses there. But just west of Millard North, there's more of kind of they're still really nice and fairly big houses, but they're more cottage style, if you will.
Right, and you see the landscaping. I mean, mature trees being planted, which are awesome.
Yeah, great development. Kudos to Applied Underwriters for making that happen. Well, wood framing is now underway on the future Oxworth Apartments at 27th and Leavenworth Street downtown. This is another Clarity development project. They're planning a 5-story, 194-unit apartment building on the southeast corner of 27th and Leavenworth. The layout includes a whole variety of studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. They'll have 127 indoor parking stalls. And an existing building that has been preserved will actually have another 12 indoor parking stalls. Completion planned for late 2026. But another example of the explosive growth of multifamily buildings on the Leavenworth corridor. There are a couple more under construction and a couple more planned between downtown and the Med Center on Leavenworth.
Compared to what we called Leavenworth in high school.
Leavenworthless?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has come a long ways.
That was from Jeff, but yeah, I remember that.
Well, back when you and I were in high school, Leavenworth looked a little dodgy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't anymore.
Not like Dodge Street, ladies and gentlemen, but just kind of icky. But now it's a place to be.
Leavenworth is one of the coolest corridors in the city now. And when you saw it a couple decades ago, you wouldn't have believed it. But Leavenworth is kind of where it's at. Hey, we got a little bit of road construction news for you. Scheduled next week, Thursday, November 13th, they're going to tear down the L Street Bridge over 72nd Street. Traffic will be closed on 72nd Street in both directions until Friday morning. It's going to be a quick tear down. But during construction, which will last a good year, L Street traffic east-west will be funneled into a 2-lane system, so 1 lane each direction. So it could be tough going
I want to avoid that area
for the next year on L Street. They're going to turn it into just a regular surface intersection. I kind of like the fact that it used to be able to go over it. Hey, I don't like to
fly over.
I don't like to lose anything that takes away speed of travel like that.
I got you. Are you ready for Farnham's bridge to come down now that Harney's getting done?
I tell you what, I'm not going to chain myself to it or anything like that. I'm excited.
You've grown up a lot.
Yeah, I've grown up a lot. No, that bridge demo should take place early next year on that, and then the Harney Street one is getting pretty close.
I think it's opening later this month, isn't it?
We hope so. Yeah, we hope so, and but definitely by the end of the year. And that of course is being done to accommodate streetcar traffic and just upgrade the bridges. And with that, we officially conclude your News of the Week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com.